Los Angeles sells sunshine in concrete form, studio backlots, palm-lined boulevards, and an anything-is-possible promise. Yet catch a late-night metro car or scroll a neighborhood forum and you'll feel it. A stealthy hum of unease. LAPD presses out double-digit crime drops, but residents swap stories about brazen shoplifters, catalytic converter thieves, and fentanyl overdoses happening in broad daylight. How can a city that claims progress still feel so on edge? That gap between the stat sheet and the street is today's deep dive. By the end, you'll see how crime is down can be technically true and emotionally hollow, and why peace of mind might be LA's most expensive commodity. A feel-good headline, then the fine print. LAPD's 2024 year-end report shows homicides down 14% and shooting victims down 19% year over year. Those are real wins, yet the department carries historical baggage. An LA Times investigation found that from 2005 to 2012, roughly 14,000 aggravated assaults were quietly recorded as minor offenses, masking a 7% bump in overall violent crime. Underreporting widens the blind spot. Nationally, only approximately 41% of violent offenses and approximately 33% of property crimes ever reach police files. In immigrant enclaves leery of law enforcement, or shopkeepers who see paperwork go nowhere, the silence is louder. Add CompStat pressure, commanders sweating weekly scorecards, and you get reason to ask whether today's crime spreadsheet shows performance or public relations polish. If missing data skews reality, wait till you see the headline grabbers your feed can't ignore. The new LA crime video is shot on an iPhone. Flash mobs boom, open Chanel doors, empty racks in 60 seconds, and vanish into waiting cars. California's Organized Retail Crime Task Force recovered $6.5 million in stolen goods by mid-2025. Arrests up 130% in a single month. Stores respond by chaining deodorant behind plexiglass, or, if profit margins collapse, closing entirely. Shoppers pay twice, once at a dearer cash register, and again in the gnawing sense that anything goes. Economic ripple, psychological tsunami. A UCLA retail study pegs security-driven markups at 2 to 3% on everyday goods citywide. That's an invisible tax Angelenos pay, because a few dozen flash groups want a TikTok thrill. And yet, cross a freeway, and the threat shapeshifts. Los Angeles is really a patchwork of risk maps. Bel Air and Pacific Palisades record little more than mailbox vandalism. Skid Row still logs some of the region's highest robbery and assault counts. Downtown's violent crime rate runs roughly 4 times that of the West Side, while property crime in South L.A. outpaces the city average by more than 40%. A 5-mile move equals a new reality. Families in quiet Westchester scroll headlines about crime spikes they rarely see, while renters in historic Filipino town watch surveillance clips nightly. L.A. has one mayor, but safety is hyper-local. Some dangers, however, don't respect zip codes at all, especially the little blue pill stamped M30. For 2 straight years, fentanyl eclipsed homicide as a cause of death in L.A. County. The good news, 2024 saw a 22% drop in overdose fatalities, the first meaningful decline since 2015. Bad news, roughly 2,000 Angelenos still died. Prosecutors have begun charging dealers with homicide when a pill kills. The DEA now treats every rainbow-colored seizure as potential child bait. Street impact. Narcan boxes appear in metro kiosks, club owners train staff on overdose reversal, and parents rehearse stab the thigh, call 911 drills previously reserved for EpiPens. A falling line on a county chart doesn't offset the dread of watching someone collapse on a subway bench. And when dread lingers, even small infractions feel like civilization fraying. Stolen catalytic converters turn Priuses into paperweights. Graffiti canvases freeway walls overnight. Aggressive panhandling pushes diners from sidewalk patios indoors. None of this spikes homicide graphs, but together it whispers that rules don't matter. LAPD logged more than 8,600 robberies in 2024, flat from the prior year, yet citizen report apps show catalytic converter thefts up 30%. The broken window feedback loop. Dark storefronts invite petty theft. Unlit streets invite bigger crimes. Residents who can move often do, fueling LA's first net outmigration of high-income earners in modern memory. The worst fallout targets the unhoused, who live where public and private safety nets already failed. People experiencing homelessness make up about 1% of LA's population, but 11 to 15% of violent crime suspects in recent years. Yet they're also far likelier to be victims. A 2022 survey of unhoused women found 58% had been robbed, 43% harassed, 35% physically attacked. Encampments become crime magnets and crime scenes simultaneously. Easy targets for predators, tense spaces where desperation can erupt. Nearby residents feel compassion and fear in equal measure, while city sanitation crews, outreach workers, and police rotate through a whack-a-mole schedule of cleanups and returns. Until shelter capacity meets need, the loop persists. Breaking loops means tackling roots, and one program is quietly posting promising numbers. Los Angeles is both gilded and gutted. Residents in Brentwood enjoy top-tier schools and organic grocers. Families in Hyde Park juggle part-time jobs and underfunded classrooms. Economic gaps feed street crime and feed gangs that promise cash flow where legitimate paths look blocked. GRYD's data point of hope. The mayor's gang reduction and youth development zones reported a 45% drop in gang-related homicides in 2024 compared with the year before, and a 56% drop versus 2022. The approach blends outreach workers, trauma counseling, and job pipelines, human fixes for human problems. Similar experiments, long-term officer deployments called community safety partnerships, have trimmed shootings in housing projects by double digits, according to LAPD's 2023 Initiatives report. The pattern is clear. Where the city invests in relationships, statistics finally converge with street-level calm. Where it doesn't, spreadsheets shine while bus stops feel sketchy. Which leaves one last question lingering over every chart and newsflash. On paper, Los Angeles is safer than 3 years ago. Homicides down, shootings down, gang killings plummeting in outreach zones. But spreadsheets don't dodge smash-and-grab mobs. They don't ride the red line past overdosing passengers, and they certainly don't sleep in tents beside the 101. Safety is felt, not filed. Until every zip code, Bel Air and Skid Row, Boutique Row and Bus Depot, feels the improvement, crime is down, will read like a half-told story. Numbers alone can't refund stolen peace of mind. So, is LA really getting safer, or just counting differently? That verdict belongs to the people who navigate these streets every day. Maybe to you. Tell us below. Has your day-to-day life grown calmer, riskier, or stayed the same? Your stories complete the picture statistics never will.